You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful.
Hey guys, and welcome to my video. So I am making a tiny home because I've been seeing a lot of challenges for building tiny homes, and I don't have the tiny home pack, but I decided to make one with what I have. So yeah, since this is my first video, my name is Sierra. You guys can call me Bat or Cutie Bat. And I like to play games. I'm probably mostly going to be playing Sims, and I really like to build and make things. So you're going to see a lot of creative building and a lot of creative photography and stuff from Sims. And I was thinking of playing the Castlevania Lord of Shadows game later. All that great stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions on what games you want me to play, definitely let me know. Alright, so I'm going to start talking about the house now. So I wanted something super simple and big enough for you to at least house one person. And I also wanted to make it really cute, so I decided to make a gardener's home, like a house that any gardener would love to have, you know, because it'll have a lot of foliage, a lot of gardening areas and such. And yeah, I mean, you guys might see a couple a couple like blackouts, and that's just me testing and seeing if I can get someone to test and see if you can walk on things. So don't worry about that. But I discovered these rocks that you could walk on, and I was just like, oh, that could make a really cute path. So I'm implementing that a lot in this build. It's ridiculous. So I kind of just put different flowers here and there, try and create variety, different colors, and make it really cute to look at, you know. Oh, that was just me switching my music right there. So this build took me, I believe, 2 hours and a half. It took me a really long time because you'll see later that I get really, really detailed in some of the build. And it took me quite a while to figure out how to make certain things work. What would look good, you know. I mean, it's a really, really small house, I think. So this one is Asphaltable to Newcrest on Sims. And I think it's one of the smallest, it's the smallest lots that you could build on that I've seen. And I was surprised I was able to make anything somewhat decent. And I'm actually super, super proud of this. So as you see, what I'm doing here is I took a fountain, made a custom one, shaped it into like a little, you know, those little ponds that have like koi fish in them. That's what I was kind of going for. I didn't know if you could put fish in there, like actual fish, so I just kind of left it blank. You guys have any recommendations for like what to put in those? That would be great. But yeah, I discovered, so later on you're gonna see me building a vegetable garden. Now as far as gardens go, Sims doesn't really give you much to go on, so it's really nothing to go on. Like you have you have some vegetables, some fruits, but none of them are really usable, so you'll kind of see here soon. For this one, I just kind of put in different plants that look like they can go in pots. And then a flower arranging table with some tools next to it later. I also put this bike here because I thought it would be cute. Like, if the gardener person has to go to work, then they can, and on their bike. Oh, and the bike thing is a university add-on thing, so you might need to add that to have add that add-on to have that in the build if you want to download it. I will put the link down below as to where you can download it. And everything's perfectly usable except for the vegetable garden. Yeah, this is just me testing whether he can still use the dishwasher still, because I kind of shoved that curio in of dishes. So I found out that you can in fact still use it, so that's good. I wanted to show that there's some storage to put your stuff. It's never good to not have storage in your kitchen. And then I decided I had to play around with the setup of the living room a lot. It's kind of a funky setup that I put in. I was just like, should I put it like across the room? But then I was like, no, that's super awkward. So I'm like, I'm gonna put it in the corner, and you kind of haphazardly walk around. I'm sure there was another really good option to take care of that, but that's just what I came up with. What you're looking at here is a debug item. You just take wood plank after you do the show hidden objects cheat, and you can just size it up, make it into a shelf. It's super useful. I use it a lot in my builds. There were some times where I had a hard time placing things on items because you know how you press 0 and 9 to go up and down. Sometimes it skips a level, and then like the object ends up floating on the thing you placed. It's kind of weird. Did a lot of playing around on that. I think I could have done better on that shelf, like placed more pleasing things on there, aesthetically pleasing things up there, but that's what I usually put on my entertainment centers, like a Bluetooth speaker, a game console, maybe a candle, a picture. That's what I usually do. I ended up getting rid of that shelf. I just couldn't keep that because it looks so terrible right there. Alright, so now I'm building the room for my sim, and I was thinking making it for a college student at first, but then I'm like, nah, how about just a single bachelor guy who doesn't really need that much. So that's what I'm building. I really like this shelf that came from I don't remember what pack it's from. Yeah, if you watch the video again, you'll you'll notice where it came from. I think it came from City Living or something. Or maybe the university one. But yeah, I always like to place extra stuff on there, like a crystal or something like that. I always do a calendar because most people have a calendar in their room. Yeah, I did a lot of playing around in this room. There's a lot of things I had to move around and see what I could do. So I ended up with this. I kind of took some shelves, covered the top of the bed frame, and kind of made it look like it was built into the bed. Because I've seen beds with like a shelf on it or above it. So I think that helped it be less ugly, but it didn't make it as good as it could be, you know. So here's me just trying to cover up those weird items in there. I feel like they look too bathroomy or kitcheny, so I tried putting in geeky things in there, like a robot head, a hammer, not a hammer, my goodness, a helmet. I am so smart. But yeah, I thought that looked pretty good, and then I was looking for a dresser that would fit. That one didn't fit, but this one did. It's from university, and I was trying to figure out what to put on there, so I decided to put clothes, because sometimes you can't fit all your clothes in there, so you just set them on top. So, and I'm just trying to work on making it look like someone's lived in there, because when you don't place like clutter kind of stuff, it doesn't look like someone's lived there. It's just an empty room, you know, and it's just boring. So you just gotta work from the clutter area. All right, room's done. Now we're moving on to the bathroom. So I was keeping the same counters as the kitchen because I really like how industrial they looked and how modern. So I kept those. And I really like that Get Famous mirror where it's like round, and I would love one of those in my room actually, because it looks like it would be perfect for doing makeup and stuff. So yeah, and gosh, it took me forever to find the men's skincare stuff in there. It's in the clutter section, but for some reason I couldn't find it because it had show hidden items on, and there's just so much to look through. So you know how that is. You're just like looking for something, like where it is, where is it, where is it? Ah, I don't know. I feel like I could have done more on the walls, but whatever I did looked stupid, and I didn't like any of it. Adding those garden tools I was talking about, I was just like, it feels so empty right there. Just want to fill that space. Now I think I'm just doing the final touches and trying to find a way for them to get in the backyard. The backyard is my favorite place because it took so much time, and also it's gorgeous. I would love to have a backyard like that myself. Oh yeah, I forgot, I added the washer and dryer in there. And of course I had to move those around, add a nightstand and a new carpet, because I wasn't liking the carpet before, it was too bland. I like the stuff that looks kind of like paint strokes. I use those a lot. I'll be adding clutter to the counter. I don't usually add a lot to the kitchen counter because me myself, I like to keep my counters as clear as possible. So I usually have those 3 things on there: paper towel roll, knives, and the spoons that you need immediately. I'm just go ahead and paint things and make sure everything looks cohesive. And I kind of settled on blue because I couldn't really figure out another color that I would like better. So now that I look back at this, I forgot to add more flowers behind that cherry blossom tree. I'll have to go back and do that. But hardly noticeable. Oh, here's me doing the landscaping in the backyard. This is my favorite part. It looks so stinking good. After I looked at that, I'm like, I just want to jump in the game and go in there. It's so beautiful. Love flowers. I did a lot of landscaping back here. It kind of looks like my neighbor's yard. My neighbor, she's a huge garden nut, and she is constantly mowing, constantly weeding, and her yard looks like a public garden. That's how good it looks. I'm like, sheesh, I'm so jelly. I just haven't had the time to do gardening myself. This is really where the computer started having a bit of a hard time with processing everything, because I've used so many stinking rocks. I've had to painstakingly place each and every one of those down. And oh, here's me working on the vegetable garden. So here's what I'm doing. So I'm taking 2 fern-like plants, placing 2 within each other, rotating one of them, and then I go to debug and grab a cabbage. I know it's not cauliflower, but it looks like a cauliflower when you place it. So you size it up and then you place it in the middle. I did 2 rows of those, and then I created my own tomato plants and grapevines. You'll see how I did that here in a second. But just to explain it, I found these grass boxes from the salon pack. Not the salon pack, the spa pack. And I placed 4 of those, put 2 potted plants in there that look tall enough to be tomato plants. And I painstakingly place each and every tomato on there. And it took forever, but it's so worth it. I mean, look at that. And they look like real tomato plants. Except for the leaves aren't quite right. But that's okay. I'm sure you guys know what I was going for, you know. To be honest, I think I could have used the plants on the other side, because they look more like vines. So I'll keep that in mind for next time. But here's me making the cauliflower plants. See, I'm just sizing them up, placing them in the middle. Also, you kind of tap 9 once to make them go up. And because they'll be on the ground and it won't look right. So here's me making the grapevines. I think this one looks pretty good. They're like baby grapevines. Alright, here's me trying to find fruit trees to put to place. I ended up finding them, but they're not like full-grown ones, so I'm putting a fence around it because I thought it'd be super cute to have a fenced-in vegetable garden. Actually, my grandma has a fenced-in vegetable garden, and I think it's just the cutest thing, so got a little inspiration from that. Now I'm just placing more stones to kind of make it look more like a path. I'm putting more potted plants, making different kind of things to look at. Not actual functioning plants, but now some lounge chairs, but I ended up not liking it, so I did more landscaping to fill in space. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Don't worry, I don't have the coronavirus. I have allergies. That's why I'm sniffing so much. Really sucks to have allergies around this time, because people think, oh no, you have the virus. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm just allergic to the trees. Thank you. I'm actually super allergic to the tree that's in my front yard. and oh man, it's really bad because when it blooms like it's everywhere. I'm allergic to oak trees, so but yeah, I'm gonna put like a swing set just for fun. All right, almost done here. Just making adjustments. Ta-da! All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful, magical day. And I hope you liked my build. If you want to download it, the link will be in the description. And you guys have a wonderful day.
Skies are like a tidal